Journalist and novelist Trent Dalton has one of his award-winning novels adapted into a Netflix miniseries, and it's semi-autobiographical as well, so he knows the material well. Let's talk about Boy Swallows Universe. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my TV review for the Netflix miniseries Boy Swallows Universe. This is an Australian-based show, and it is based on the novel by popular author Trent Dalton, who I was unfamiliar with, but he's won a bunch of awards both for journalism and for his novels, and this is a popular one of his. And it is a little bit about his upbringing. Some things are tweaked, certainly, but, this is noted as a semi-autobiographical novel. So there's some stuff here that, he certainly experienced in his own youth. So before we launch into the specifics of this show, let me welcome you into Dan Reviews It. Thank you for finding this video. We've got movie and TV reviews here on the channel, and just about every day something new goes up. So there's always a lot going on, a lot to check out. Please consider subscribing, click that like button, and comment below. All right, so Boy Swallows Universe. This is following the story of a kid named Eli Bell, who is a working class family youth who enters Brisbane's underworld to save his mother from danger and kind of support the rest of his family. And he is played for most of the show by Felix Cameron, who is a newcomer, and he was great. We'll talk about that. But the last couple of episodes of the show age us up a few years. Well, I'm not going to go into the details, but some things happen and what have you. But so he becomes a 17-year-old, and he's now played by Zach Burgess. And then Lee Tiger Halley plays Gus Bell, who is Eli's brother. He plays him the whole time. He's old enough that they sort of just, age his face up a little bit when they go into the future. But you also have Travis Fimmel here, and Simon Baker as Gus and Eli's stepfather and father, respectively. Simon Baker, we've seen in a lot of things. And Phoebe Tonkin as their mother. And I am kind of unfamiliar with her. She's been getting a lot of accolades for her performance in this. American fans will probably most know her from a couple of CW shows. She was on The Vampire Diaries and The Originals, which, if memory serves, is a spin-off of The Vampire Diaries. I never watched either of those shows, but, American audiences might know her from that, but she's familiar to Australian audiences for other things. But Anthony LaPaglia, we know him, certainly. He plays a drug dealer here. And anyway, essentially, this is all about this kid kind of trying to keep his family together, trying to save his mother, trying to help his brother. In the beginning of the show, the older brother, Gus, has not spoken in years. And they sort of talk about the reasons why. Eventually, he does in a very emotional and crazy scene. There's a lot of crazy scenes in this show. And it's funny to think, okay, like, if this is semi-autobiographical, I wonder what parts of this are really real, because it's intense. There's a lot of intense characters here. Obviously, we're dealing with, the underground drug dealers and some really, really bad characters that Eli, just goes through life kind of standing up to or dealing with or whatever. And it made me wonder, like, okay, if this is semi-autobiographical, how much of this was really part of, Trent Dalton's story? It's kind of wild, right? But I don't know. But Eli Bell, the character is so cool. Even as a kid, he just is essentially fearless, because it's one of these, like, anything for my family kind of things. He's like the young version of, like Liam Neeson or something. Like, I will come get you, kind of thing. Just absolutely no fear. And the kid that plays him, like I said, Phoebe Tonkin is getting a lot of accolades for her role as the mother. And she's excellent here, certainly. But this Felix Cameron, man, I don't know where he has come from. I don't know if he has done stuff on Australian television or movies or whatever, but he is fantastic here. He's so good. And I've said this before in other videos. I feel like there is a little bit of a dearth of good child actors anymore in the US, because I think we're finding a lot of our youth actors these days on like social media, and oh, he's, a TikTok star or whatever. Or, they grow up sort of in the Disney Channel, Nickelodeon kind of machine, which is okay. But there's kind of proponents to like overact and stuff like that. And when you see a movie with like a really great child actor, usually he's a foreign actor. Like I think of the kid in Belfast, for example, that great movie. But anyway, this kid has got it. He is so charismatic on the screen. I feel like he like really knows this character. And as a result, gives us this great performance. But it's not just him. The writing here is really, really gripping. Now, I will say my biggest issue with it is kind of that few years gap that we have between, I think it's the 5th and the 6th episodes. There's 7 episodes total. And it's a little jarring. And it's not that I disliked the last couple of episodes. It just seemed like a completely separate show. The first half sort of mixed humor with the intensity and the emotional moments and all of that kind of stuff. And it had a little bit of humor with it, but the characters are so kind of grizzled even just after a few years in those last couple episodes, and it becomes more of like an adventure series. So that's my biggest complaint about this show, is the big tonal shift between episodes 5 and 6. But it's still a good show. It's still a gripping show. And because we knew these characters from, years before in the first few episodes, I still enjoyed watching it and seeing their journey. But it definitely, sort of took a different turn for me, not for the better in terms of consistency. But overall, I still really like this show. It has 7 episodes on Netflix. It is a miniseries, so it's just going to be one and done. It's based on this guy's book. But, with its success, maybe we'll see more adaptations of Dalton's books. I, again, was unfamiliar with him. Maybe you know him if you're an avid reader. Maybe you've heard of this before me. But in any event, I will leave Boy Swallows Universe with a B+, and you can check out that now on Netflix. Thank you so much for watching Dan Reviews It. I'll see you next time.